Why do we, the American taxpayer, have to pay for you, subhuman mother? Go the f*** back to Somali.
Muslims across the U.S. are targeted every day with calls like that. Though Donald Trump did not invent Islamophobia in 2016, there has since his election been a spike in hate crimes against Muslims. What about the post-election U.S. is conducive to this kind of religious intolerance against Muslims? And what about D.C.? Is it really a safe place from hate? From 2016 to 2017, the Council on American Islamic Relations for the Midwest reported a 50% increase in reported incidents of discrimination. In 2018, D.C. witnessed 7 recorded hate crimes against Muslims, up from 2 the year before. Though they may seem small, the figures represent a 250% increase in a single year.
Because of the kind of rhetoric that Trump employed, it normalized Islamophobia, and it emboldened people who already held bias or prejudiced views to then act on the way that they felt.
Washington, D.C. has often escaped with the reputation that because it is a very diverse city, because it is a city of government and a city of think tanks and associations, it does not fit in with the Islamophobia narrative. We put that to the test by researching and asking an expert on Muslims in America what he thinks on the subject.
Interestingly, it suggested that there is quite a bit of anti-Muslim sentiment in the area. There is this perception about, oh, well, there are Muslims here, and so there must be, great levels of acceptance, and the data didn't really bear that out.
Even though Washington, D.C. only had 7 anti-Muslim incidents in the last year, among the lowest as compared with major populated states like California or Texas, when we control for population and look at hate crimes against Muslims per 1 million people, in other words, per capita, D.C. shoots to the top of the list. States like California and Texas are reduced to practically nothing, whereas D.C. has an average number of incidents between 7.2 and 9.6. There are plenty of examples to choose from. Here's one that was caught on camera, where a Muslim woman wearing a hijab and sitting at a Chevy Chase cafe was first verbally assaulted by another woman that called her an effing Muslim and worthless piece of trash, and then physically assaulted by the woman pouring a drink on her and then running away. As I said, there is a long list of incidents like this.
Fortunately, do face a lot of threats of harm, as well as just harassment in general. We've had people mail suspicious packages to us. We've had, we've received death threats on a regular basis.
CARE even had a man in October show up at their headquarters in D.C. shouting, "I hate Muslims, Islam sucks," and then proceed to make the throat-cutting gesture with his hand. It is also important to say that intolerance doesn't just come in the form of a violent hate crime. In fact, a lot of the time it can be an offhanded comment or persistent profiling that amount to small but serious aggressions. I spoke with Tara Moslehi, an American-born daughter of Iranian immigrants, who told me a bit about what it's like living in D.C. as a Muslim.
It's more than just violent hate crimes. It's like smaller things that can happen every day. Like literally just the other day, this guy kept asking me how long I had been here for, but I've been here my whole life.
The problem with hate and Islamophobia is that no matter the data, it only takes one person being hateful to have a really big impact. Fortunately, as my guest from the Pew Research Center told me, the Muslim community of America is already reacting. In fact, in the last 3 years, we have seen historic numbers of Muslim Americans running for office, and in many cases, succeeding. This is Rafa Hernandez, the School of Media and Public Affairs, Washington, D.C., signing off.